Part of Team Haycox. 25 fucking grand a year. Welcome to Dubai. We haven't filmed a day with me for a while, so a couple of action-packed days on the go. We're back in Dubai, but we're actually not staying in our apartment that we've been building because it is so far behind schedule. It's unbelievable. If I would have done this in the UK, I think it'd probably take me about 2 months. We're like 9, 10, 11 months down the line, and still, we've still got no prospect of getting in there. We're going to be in before Christmas, but we've rented this place in the marina for a couple of months, so that'll do the job. But today, we're not boxing today because the Jaguar, any of you guys who follow me regularly, I'll know the Jaguar from my Insta. The Jaguar, whilst he is the best trainer in the world, he's also an absolute lunatic and he's got a speeding fine. So if he doesn't go to court today to sort his speeding fine out, he'll be in even more trouble. So we've had to cancel boxing today, but we are doing cryo. We'll go to the gym. We're going to go see my friend Jamie in his office where I've been working out until yesterday. I'm going to get the office space in there so we can get some kind of formal presence in Dubai. Playing paddle tonight. We're going to record a podcast. We're going to do loads of content, but just have probably 12 hours on the go. And I'm sure you'll see me make 100 phone calls as usual. So we've got to get the bag packed and get out of here.
Cryo place we're heading to today.
Oh, so the cryo place is downtown, and you know how you have like the typical cryo chambers where it's like a can of coke that you kind of sit in or stand in. This is an actual full cryo room, big enough to fit 4 people in it. You only go in it yourself, I mean you can go in it with other people if they're your mates or whatever. I mean you're just like fully immersed in there, you know, from head to toe. You wear some funny little slippers and you wear like a corona mask as well to stop you breathing in too much ice. I think you get to minus 180, you do 3 minutes at minus 180, you feel so invigorated afterwards. Allegedly, you burn 800 calories a session. There's all kinds of medical benefits. Truthfully, I can't tell you if any of those things work. I can't tell you I feel fresh as a daisy when I come out of it, so that's enough for me. And before we go on that, we have something else which is a red light therapy machine. Like the red light heats your organs somehow. Oh, it's great for organ recovery as well. Heat you up, cool you down, right, to get out of here. We're in the big Uber, aren't we? So when we arrive where we're going to, yeah? Yes. I have an appointment in there for maybe 25 minutes, yeah? Okay. And then we go to my office, which is near the Global Village.
No problem.
You know, can you wait? I'll pay you waiting time or whatever, but I just don't want to have to take these bags in and out. Amazing. Thank you. We're going to recruit you for the day.
No problem.
Part of Team Haycox. So I got an email this morning from the guy who looks after all our email accounts and telephone numbers and all that kind of stuff. And he told me this morning that we've got 220 live email addresses. So apparently our discount has now gone from Google. I don't even know how the discount situation works. But I think we used to pay about £3 a month per name. But even that adds up at 220. I think it's now nearly £10 per month per name. So basically we've got 2,200 quid a month going out just keeping email accounts alive. 25 fucking grand a year. So he's basically sent me a spreadsheet to work through to see who we can ditch, if we can consolidate or whatever. But it's amazing, you know, just as time goes on, as business goes on, all the little things that you think at the time, £5 here doesn't matter, £10 there doesn't matter. But then you wake up one day, tens of thousands, if not potentially hundreds of thousands of pounds that are actually either not totally necessary or totally fucking wasted. You know, sometimes, you know, one of the most profitable activities you can do is actually just take a couple of days time out and just take stock on the costs and work from an attitude of the fact that you can only reduce your costs so much, but you can effectively grow your revenue infinitely. I'll go through stages of saying, right, just hire that, buy that, do that, you know, we've got to grow, because that's ultimately how we're going to hit massive targets. But that's not to say it's then not important, you know, every few months, or whatever time period it's appropriate, to take a little step back and say, okay, now we can cut some costs here and there. But yeah, I think this has been going on for too long, so maybe this week we're gonna cut some costs, we're gonna trim some fat. I don't know if it's a VPN issue, 100%. There's far too much stuff on there. I was frazzled. It had been a stressful day yesterday. I used to see a lot with the poker guys, and for me, I always say that crypto is the new poker in terms of the kind of personalities of the characters involved. If we go back 10 years, 10, 11, 12 years, I used to play a lot of poker. And so all my friends at the time were the kind of young poker guys who were 18, 19, 22, 23 years old. They were all probably 10 years younger than me, and they were making $500 million in this game, making $1 million in that game, and spending money like it was water, just because ultimately they never really had any value for it, because they'd not really seen what it takes to earn it. I mean, they'd probably argue and say, oh, do you know how much I sweated to make that £1 million? But I wouldn't really argue that playing a 14-hour straight game of poker to make £1 million was serious toil. I think that for me that was probably a reason why I could never compete at the levels of poker with these guys as well, because to be able to make the big plays in poker, to be able to do the big bluffs and make the big reads, you've got to really detach yourself from the money. I always struggle to do it, to be honest, because I just know how hard that 30 grand was for me to earn in the real world, in my business world, whereas all these guys playing poker, they make 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand by flipping a coin, and it just gives a complete different sense of value or lack of value, really. So it's funny because I think in business, most of the people who know me would say I've probably got the biggest balls of anyone they know in a business perspective, but I think there's a material difference for me in terms of taking risks, because it's taking calculated risks in something that I understand. I mean, I guess a poker player would argue that he's taking calculated risks in something he understands. I just think, for me, after 20 years plus of making money, losing money, and having the highs and lows and the pains, I just find it very hard to put 30 grand into a hand of poker, even if that really is the mathematically correct thing to do. Not quite as busy as London, a little bit warmer at least. We're just on our way to cryo. I couldn't go to the gym this morning because the Jaguar is sorting out his court fine, but we'll be in the gym tomorrow. So cryotherapy, and off to the office to meet Jamie. Sorry I'm late.
No worries, it's Matt, yeah.
It certainly is, yeah.
No worries, Matt. Whenever you're
So
ready.
we've got time for both, yeah?
Yeah, certainly.
Amazing.
Which one would you like to start with?
Oh, we'll do red lights,
Okay,
and
sure,
then we'll go cold.
So for the red light, mainly, it's a 15 minutes treatment minimum, which is a warm treatment. It's mainly good for inflammation, muscle recovery, helps to regenerate your cells, and also your tissues and muscles. And there's like 2 modes for that. For anti-aging, which is a lighter one, superficial, and then we got the deeper mode, which is what he's having at the moment. He got the whole body cryo, which is the cold treatment. Yeah, so it's like a combination of warm and cold treatment, what he's going to have. And basically with the cold treatment, it's a minus 110 degrees Celsius chamber that he'll be in for the next 3.5 minutes. I would say that red light is more on the blood circulation, but say for the whole body cryo, it's mainly same thing, like for inflammation, muscle recovery. It helps to boost endorphins to your brain, so you'll have like happy hormones that will actually like fight stress, anxiety, and help you to feel good and have a good sleep at night. It also aids with weight loss, I would say. Basically after that, you'll feel recovered from any aches and pains as well. Recently just started like 2 years ago. We just had our 2nd anniversary this month. It's a unique wellness studio that helps to preserve your body in a non-invasive way.
I mean, I'm just chilling, really. It's like being on a sunbed, but it's not a crazy hot one.
You can get ready, and then I'll meet you in the cryo chamber. Yeah, just
perfect.
Okay.
So, 20 minutes of red light therapy. That's nice and relaxing. This is the cold bit. You've got all this crazy tackle you've got to put on. So you wear socks and flip-flops. I think it's because you've got to avoid getting the extremities super cold. So fingertips, toes, and the end of your willy. Otherwise it might get hard and fall off. The getting hard bit's not a problem. Falling off doesn't sound much fun.
No, you might need that.
Exactly. This is nothing to do with COVID, by the way. You know my stance on masks. But yeah, when you're breathing in there, you breathe and it's like, I think it's minus 180. So literally you feel the absolute burn in your nostrils and stuff, so you wear a mask. You never really need to lock anything up in Dubai. I'm still a paranoid Englishman. Right, this is the look. This is the look. I'll show you. Gloves. What was I telling you about fingers? You get to pick your own music here as well. I always go for Roxette. I don't know, this must be a new one.
Ready and good to go?
Wish me luck.
Good luck.
That one is minus 60, one he has right now, and then moving on to the next chamber is minus 110. Now he needs to go. This one is 30 seconds, this one is 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Like once we press the green one, then the clock will light up. So this one will turn for the next 3 minutes.
Got brain freeze in there. Got brain freeze. Whew. It's cold, very cold. I don't know if it feels extra cold because I did 20 minutes of the hot thing. But I think it makes you feel so tight that I almost feel skinny from my curry again last night. So that's the main thing. How many calories do you burn?
It really depends on the person, but roughly it could be like from 400 to 800 calories per session.
So 400 to 800 calories a session. I'm going with the 800 number because that's a lot more motivating. When this clock's ticking around, every time it ticks, I'm like, that's one mouthful of food. That's one mouthful of food.
It's true, but it's good. Well done for
It's good. Thank you very much. I get warm. I get some work done.
No worries. See you.
See you soon. So for me, this is one of the great things about Dubai as well. I said Dubai, I mean, it's not unique to Dubai, but I love the time difference here because we're 3 hours ahead of the UK. So what are we on? We are on 10:45. So in England, it's only 7:45 in the morning. I've been up. Look, it's been a semi-lazy day today, but I would have had time to have been to the Jaguar if you'd have been there. I could have been to the Jaguar, I could have done my cryo as a leisurely breakfast with Elena, do a few emails and stuff, and the English working day hasn't even started yet, so by the time I get to the office, it's like a full day for England, but I feel fresh because I hate mornings, you know. So it's a big thing on the gram nowadays about how you've got to get up at 5 AM and beat everyone else and this, that and the other, but it's just not my fucking thing. Mornings are not for me. I perform much better in the afternoon and the evening. I think you just got to find what works for you, and yeah, it may be cool or macho to be up at 5 AM, but not my thing. I mean, if you've got to be up, you've got to be up. I mean, I get up at 4 AM for many flights, and you know, I don't mind putting the graft in, but it's not part of my favourite routine. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
See you next time.
Alright, see you.
Let's go find this driver. Get to the office. That's another good thing about Dubai. Ubers are everywhere. It's like never wait more than 3 minutes for an Uber. Hello, buddy. I need to give you a new address, don't I? Yeah. It's cryo, it's on the way to the office. It's almost like the opposite of a boiler, isn't it? But I just couldn't think where we'd put the bloody thing. Sorry, thanks old buddy. Yeah, the 2. See, this is how seriously we take paddle. No, it's a cap off a long day. It's paddle club. Every Thursday night these guys play, so I'm here to join Jamie and get my ass kicked.
Oh, here we go.
Are you allowed to play your tops off?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking marvellous.
Let's go. boats, but it's good to be back. I play a lot of tennis, and tennis is very different to paddle. Everybody thinks it's the same thing, but you're going to do very opposite shots. So I've got to keep changing my mind. That's my excuse anyway, but we won, so it doesn't matter. We won 2 sets. You guys took so fucking long.
Hi,
Matt, how you doing? You okay? Oh, the day is not even done. No, paddle's the best way to finish the day. If only we could do this in England, but it reminds me of being back in Marbella, but even hotter. I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early for boxing. This guy is never on time, but whenever there's the camera out,
back again.
Why do you shades on? Is that for this?
Brian Murray.
Oh, good. Jamie.
So we got 3 people, yeah?
Don't feel too bad actually. Finished paddle last night. Had a Thai chicken curry, which was my wind down from my 3-piece Indian the night before. But healthy few days now. Gotta burn it off.
How you doing this morning, Jaguar?
This guy makes me wake up at this time always. Come on. Should be sleeping. I was waiting almost half a year for Matthew to come back, finally go back to work. My #1 client. Let's go.
I've been back in town a week and I still haven't got any wraps actually. And I've not hurt my wrist, so it shows I'm probably not punching hard enough. It's amazing how quick you lose your fitness in the various different areas. I mean, it's like 6 months since I've last been down here. I was still running, still doing weights and stuff, but forget your boxing. I mean, you don't forget it, but your fucking muscle memory. But it's a good job Jaguar's a bit of a pussy, so it gets me back into it easy.
It's nice to say that before the session. Too close. You could collect mineral water from your back.
We do really long rounds here. It's horrible, but I guess it makes the short rounds easy. I say short rounds, I mean 3 minutes used to feel like forever, but I don't know how long that was. It's got to have been 6 or 7 plus minutes.
About 6 or 7.
Fucking killed me.
It must break you when he tells you 10 more, and then you get to the end, and then it's another 10.
I know, it's one of the things I always hate the most with any kind of training or exercise. I love to have an end game in point. Like, I don't care how far away that is, but I've got to have something to work to. So even if you said it was 100 more punches to do, I wouldn't like it, but I fucking know where I'm going to, you know. But when it's like 20, and you think that's the end, and then when you get to the end of that 20, it's like, all right, 20 more. Fuck, you know, my whole head was geared up for it. I guess it would be that you need to, that you've got to have a map, you've got to have a journey, you've got to have an end game in place, you know, something to work towards, so you know where you are every step of the way, you know where you're going wrong,
You know if you need to correct something to get to the end game on time. But I guess in the same token, you also need to be prepared for anything. You need to have the skill set, the stamina, the things around you, because the journey sometimes changes and you may think you're on the way, but if you're not, you're not, and you can't just stop there and then. You've got to battle through. So have you got the skills, have you got the stamina, have you got the mindset to roll with the punches and do a 7-minute round when you thought you were only going to do 3?